Was that what you were going to say? No.
No.
Oh, sorry.
It's about my classmate Sachil. She's
not here.
We don't.
It doesn't matter why. It doesn't matter. Thank you.
Okay.
It doesn't matter why you're not here. It doesn't matter why you're not here. You're not here. Okay. But thank you. Thank you for the information. We say don't shoot the messenger, right? But yes, if you're not here, I assume you're sick, you have something else to do, you're sleepy, or you have no internet. Other than that, okay. So, what? Anybody else have anything you want to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There were 5 rooms, right? 5 rooms. Let's choose them manually. Okay. Who was in room number 1?
Sophia,
Sophia,
Alex, Tere, and Nora.
Okay. Sophia. Who else?
Alex.
Alex. Who else?
Tere.
Tere. And?
Nora.
Nora. All right. There's number 1. Number 2?
Me, Javi, Belén,
Javier,
Dani, y Nati.
Dani, y Nati. Okay, perfect. Number 3? Nobody.
It was
even if you don't remember what number, what group was there? Okay, Majo?
Me, Laura, and Fernanda.
Laura, Fernanda.
In Guadalupe.
Fernanda in Guadalupe. Okay, Laura's not here. Oh, this is the terrible part about working in teams, isn't it?
Laura is with us.
Nicole, teacher.
Oh, right.
Nicole. Okay.
Yeah, I got
She's not here either. What you gonna do?
We will see.
Yeah. This is the terrible part about working in a team. I know. And room 4? Wait. Ismaila, you in room 3 now?
No, I think that we are the last ones because we were 3.
Oh, okay. Oh, because you had said something there. I thought you were in that room. All right. Room 4? Room 4?
Ariadna.
Ari, who else?
Bere, Xochitl, and Ashley.
Teacher, Alejandro asked me yesterday if we could be in our group. Well, Xochitl is not here, so he can help us.
He wasn't here yesterday?
No, but he did his homework.
Okay, all right. So we'll put him in there. Okay. And then room 5, Ismael.
Miguel and Laura.
And Laura's not here. Okay. Can we throw Jesus in there and you see what you can do with him?
Yes.
All right. Great. Okay, let's open the rooms and I'm going to see 10 minutes. If 10 minutes isn't enough, then we'll go to 15 and then we'll bring you back to do it. All right. Oh,
Alejandro's.
good. Tere, you're here. Nora, you're here. The list told me
Yes.
that you weren't in the group, so I was worried that you had been kicked out again.
I see that that Berta and Alex didn't weren't there, so I decided to join to the groups, the small groups.
You saw what?
I saw that Berta and Alex weren't there, and I decided to join to the small groups.
Yeah. Yeah, I put you in the group. But in the group, it says that you're not, it says that you and Nora are not in the group. But I'm glad you're here. So no problems. Alex, you're here, right?
He went to the bathroom.
Nora, you're here, right?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. Okay. All right, good. So everyone's in your room, no problem. Great. I'll leave you
Yeah.
to it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we could start rehearsal what we got.
Yeah, so I start and then just
Uh,
Yeah, would you like to start now?
yeah. You are going to put the music.
Put the song.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I got it. I got it. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Welcome everybody to the Mexican Chronicles on this October 9th of 2020. Today we have a day full of news. To begin with, Mexico confirms more than 100,000 of new cases of COVID-19 and 100,000 of disease. The states with the highest number of cases of COVID-19 are Mexico City, the state of Mexico, and Puebla. On the other hand, the states with less infections of COVID are Campeche, and Chiapas. We must continue wear the mask and take our measures. And now, Danny, what news do you have for us?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Belen. And yes, I have this new, that is a rumor that started to circulate in the social media, that a code called Annabelle doll that interpret horror films as The Conjuring had escaped from the Warren Museum. However, it's all matter of confused. Don't get panic. It is just a rumor, and it's not true. You can sleep well at night today. But now, go with Natty that have the weather forecast.
Hello, nice to see you again. We have pretty good news this weekend. The probability to be sunny this weekend is high, so we cannot suffer more cold in our state, Puebla. But on the other hand, our country is facing a terrible hurricane. The terrible hurricane Gamma is going, it's leaving some disaster in some states like Chiapas and Yucatan. Another what? Another pronunciation of the weather is that it's gonna be a little bit cloudy, but it's still going to be warm. So don't worry if you want to watch your clothing. It's gonna be perfect, and you don't have to face the cold these days. But now let's go with Javi with the report of sports.
Hey, good morning, everyone. It's me, Javi, the reporter of the Mexican team. Well, today I had amazing news because the next Monday, the Mexican team is gonna play versus Portugal team. Uh, this match is prior to the World Cup.
Put TLN news, so target language news,
Target language news.
TLN, target language news.
Should I write it like near here or like TL? La, la, la?
Well, if we're gonna share like transition, kind of transition, it would be like something like that, and then like that. So here, sports section, TLN,
Okay.
and weather section. So then you put it sports section, weather section.
Okay. So, well, in mine I can write like, like I should write just in this square, the sports section, and okay.
Divide your blackboard in 3 parts, and then
Yeah, let me change it.
Jimenez, the speaker Raúl Jimenez. Thanks, Bere. Now, in sport news, the speaker Raúl Jimenez renew contract this Saturday with Wolverhampton for 25 millions of euros. Sevilla won 1-0 to Cervantes, and it was unexpected because it was in the minute 92. Robbery in Cristiano Ronaldo's department in Madeira, the thief took the Aswear of Juventus that was signed by Cristiano Ronaldo, and he took other things, but with a little of value. According to the news of the city, he was recognized. Now let's go with Alejandro.
When a president demands blind loyalty from officials, alarms should be ringing. The self-styled leader of Mexico's forward transformation has concentrated a great power on his own hands, and the institutions and the people that refuse to bend to his will are being targeted. Mexico is indeed being transformed, but not the way López Obrador had promised. Unless the president charges course quickly, Latin America's second biggest economy risks is leading back into a poorer, darker, and more repressive past, one inhabited by the authoritarian caudillos the región hoped it had left behind. Indeed, López Obrador is becoming Latin America's new strongman.
Thank you, Alejandro, for that very useful information. And this morning, Hugo López-Gatell declared today that the worst of the COVID-19 outbreak will be between November and February. Until April, we will have news of a probably vaccine. Therefore, he exhorted the educational authorities not to return to the classroom until the middle of the next year. So, should people face masks, use hand sanitizer, and stay at home. But letting the bad things aside, we will back with the latest news tomorrow morning. Thanks for watching BBC News. And
Sorry to interrupt there. Artie, are you serious? They're still expecting more outbreak between now and February? Is that true news?
Yes,
Oh,
teacher.
good Lord.
Yes,
Okay.
teacher. It's so sad.
Yes, it is. Okay.
So, what do you think about what things we can change?
I
Suggestions.
forgot to.
Ready?
Justin.
You go.
Good morning. It's a sunny day on Puebla. It's October 9th. We continue on red zone due to the coronavirus. Let's go with Ismael with sports.
Thank you, Jesus. Related to sport news, let's start with soccer. Argentina and Chile will see their faces again in the preliminaries of CONMEBOL toward to Qatar World Cup. You know, because we love soccer. Another news, Messi seriously planning to live in Barcelona because some problems to to hi- to his managers. Neymar is getting more problems with PSG to the money, and at the end, Gareth Bale in Premier League did his first hat trick with the Tottenham Hotspur. That's all I can see in sports. We go with Miguel with the weather.
Thanks, Ismael. Hurricane Delta is affecting the south of Mexico, the resorts areas of Cozumel and Cancun, causing the streets to collapse and blackouts. In other news, the weather for Mexico today is partially sunny with 25 degrees. And at night, we expect some rain. Please stay home and stay tuned. We go back to the forum with Jesus.
That's all for today. Remember to stay home, stay safe. See you tomorrow, same channel, same hour.
I think maybe we could add more information at the beginning.
Yes, if you want.
I'm gonna look for some. Maybe I can add the dead people because of the coronavirus.
Because it doesn't, no.
No, okay, so I just going to talk.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
start again.
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning. This is quick news from BBC. Remember that Italy and Spain, that were some of the countries most affected for the COVID-19, had controlled their infections, but now they are taking new measures because of the second wave of the pandemic. It's important to continue taking care of yourselves. Now move on to sports.
No.
Thanks, Nora. Now moving on to sports. The Raiders are having quite a difficult time during this quarantine. Due to the pandemic, they won't be going to Mexico City to perform one of their biggest games of all time. Many Mexican football lovers are going to be quite disappointed to hear that the Raiders aren't going to be performing in their nation. Raider number 66 Johnson stated on his Twitter account that it's a real shame not being able to perform in Mexico City once more again. Back to you, Nora.
Thank you, Alex. Let's see what.
When the reporter say, I come back with you to the studio.
The studio.
See?
Studio. Studio.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yes.
I'm going to run
Yeah,
through the
teacher.
room, see if everyone's ready, and then pull you back in just a few minutes. Okay.
Thank
Teacher,
you.
teacher.
Yeah.
I had a question. What is the correct way to say studio? Studio is a place
Daniela,
when
what's the correct way to say it?
Studio.
Exactly.
Studio.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Ooh, studio.
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 Okay, thank you, teacher.
Instead of,
Thank you, Danny.
yeah, don't worry. Instead of studio, it's like an R, studio. Studio.
Okay.
So then the audience will cap that is the meaning of TLN. And yeah.
Okay.
Teacher, I told this joke before, but I will tell again. What do would you give to a sick bird? You don't know? A treatment. Treatment. Okay. Or shut up.
I'm not feeling well.
Why?
I want to puke.
Well, you should drink a lot of water.
Yeah, I have drank water already, but I don't feel well. I just wrote this.
Drinking wine. Oh, I like it.
Okay, guys, we can start to practice.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to start. Good morning, we are in BBC News. And today, the first news in the morning is about the Yucatan the hurricane in Delta. The Yucatan Peninsula in southwestern Mexico received this Wednesday the heat of the dangerous Hurricane Delta, which although it forced the evacuation of thousands of people, weekend when it touched land and left no injuries or fatalities. Registered loss of human life due to Hurricane Delta, and we have evacuated.
The platform doesn't allow you.
Okay, well, I can say just the temperature.
Yeah.
Okay.
We trying again?
Just wait like 2 minutes.
With his Tottenham Hotspur new team, and Ronaldo suffered an injury in his right leg. That's all about sports. You go, Miguel, with the weather.
Thanks, Ismael. Now, with the weather, the Hurricane Delta is affecting the south of Mexico, the resort areas of Cozumel and Cancun. It is causing the streets to collapse and is causing also blackouts. Please stay safe, stay tuned. In other news, in Mexico City, the weather is still hot with 25 degrees, but at night we expect some rain. Now we go back to the forum with you, Jesus.
Thank you, Miguel. That's all for today. Remember to stay home, stay safe. See you tomorrow. Remember, same channel, same hour.
So
I think
you
it was
go.
better.
Yeah. So you go first. Well, you go first, Jesus, then me, Miguel, and I think
You again.
we're good.
Yeah, Miguel. Yeah. I think it was okay. I just need to practice the number of deaths and positive cases.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can add also what you said, like you look stunning. We could
Omit?
no, we could add something.
Ah,
here.
yes. Yes, I just said something that came to my mind right now.
But what else can we tell to each other if we are men?
You can say interesting news. I haven't
yeah.
think about Messi about that.
Oh, yeah.
4 persons in Cancun, pues, you know, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Your news are bad news or good news?
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
Mine is a football game. Then Messi leaving Barcelona. I think it's bad. Neymar getting problems with PSG. It's don't know. It's bad. But Bale did his hat trick. It's good. Ronaldo suffered an injury. Is bad. So it's
I think I
three.
could say those are bad and good news.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
So see you in a second.
See you.
All right, is everyone back? What do you have there? Oh. All right. If everyone's back then, let's take a look at this. Should I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or is there someone who would like to go first?
We go first.
Teacher.
Ismael, I heard first. Okay. Who else said me? Who else said me?
It's Miguel, but it's with
Miguel,
me.
you're in the same group. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Let me get a sheet of paper here. Actually, let me get my notebook. Make some notes. And we'll be ready. All right. Go ahead whenever you're ready. Up to here.
Good morning. It's a sunny day in Puebla. It's October 9th. We continue on red zone due to the coronavirus. Today, there are 4,500 positive cases and 4,345 deaths. Now let's go to other news with Ismael on sports.
Thank you, Jesus. You look stunning today. Related to sport news, Argentina and Chile will see their faces again in the preliminary games of CONMEBOL toward to Qatar, because you know we love soccer. Another news related to soccer are Messi is seriously thinking about planning leaving Barcelona. Neymar is getting problems with PSG related to his money. Gareth Bale did his first hat trick in the Premier League with his new team, the Tottenham Hotspur, and Ronaldo suffered an injury in his right leg. That's all about sports. We go with you, Miguel, with the weather.
Thanks, Ismael. Those are bad and good news. But with weather, unfortunately, there is bad news. The Hurricane Delta is affecting the south of Mexico, the resort areas of Cancun and Cozumel. It is causing the streets to collapse and blackouts. Please stay home and stay tuned. In other news, in Mexico City, the weather is partially sunny and we expect rain at night. Now we go back to the forum with you, Jesus.
Thanks, Miguel. That's all for today. Remember to stay home, stay safe. See you tomorrow. Same channel, same hour.
All right, what do you think? I see people nodding. I see a thumbs up. Yeah.
They look confident.
Did they look confident? Okay. What do you think? Would you believe them?
Yeah.
All right. Now, question I put up on the chat for everyone. How many of you look like newscasters this morning?
Anybody?
Nobody. Well, some of you could. Yes, some of you could. But that's the thing. We forgot that today we are actually speaking and trying to convince people to believe us. And a lot of us don't look the part. Nora looks the part. Fernanda looks the part. Ashley looks the part. Tere. Okay. Ari. And some of you don't look bad. You know, Sophia looks good. She's got her neckline there. Right? And some of you don't look bad, but you've got, for example, a jacket instead of something that looks, right? Ismail, you look good. That looks like a newscaster there. I understand it's cold. Right? But remember, we got to look the part. If we want to make people trust us, we've got to look the part. Okay. Jesus, you still got the problems with your hands and the twisting around in the chair that we told you in the last presentation. Ismail, sukar? Sukar?
Soccer.
You knew it as soon as you said it, I think, because you corrected it then after that. Okay. And Miguel, I don't know if you were reading. If you were reading, it sounded like you were reading. If you weren't reading, it still sounded like you were reading. The emotion is there, is not there. So we need
I
to
think
put
it's
that
my
in there.
tone of voice.
Okay. It may be. And that's it. Even if it is our tone of voice, we can still change it. Okay. So good. Who would like to go next? Remember, you can only get better. You can't get worse. That means the one that goes last has to wow us. I wasn't saying you're bad. Ismael, Miguel, Jesus, I'm not saying you were bad. I'm just saying they have to keep going the other direction. Who said it?
Sophia.
Sophia. All right, Sophia's group. Whenever you're ready.
Good morning, this is quick news from BBC. Remember that Italy and Spain that were some of the countries most affected because of the COVID-19 have controlled their infections, but now they are preparing new measures because of the second wave of the pandemic. It's important to continue taking care of ourselves, but now let's go with sports.
Thanks, Nora. Now moving on to sports. The Raiders are having quite a difficult time due to the pandemic. They won't be performing in Mexico City, one of their biggest games of all time. Many Mexican fan lovers are going to be quite disappointed to hear that one of their favorite teams aren't going to be performing. In a Twitter account, John Raider number 66 Johnson won't be assisting to one of the grand openings of the American football games in Mexico. He stated on his Twitter account that It's a shame not being able to perform in Mexico City once more like other years. Back to you, Nora.
Thank you, Alex. Now let's go with Sophie.
These are the quick Hollywood. The famous singer Justin Bieber is getting divorced of Hailey Baldwin because he was cheating on her with Selena Gomez. Another news, the famous TikToker Dizzy D'Amelio is dating with Josh Beckett. Congratulations. That's all for quick Hollywood. Talk back to you, Nora.
That's very interesting. Now let's go with the weather.
Good morning, everybody. Today is a beautiful day, and it is going to be sunny, so it's the perfect day to go out with your family. On another hand, in the southwest of Mexico, a hurricane is going to come, but the Atlantic Ocean. So I recommend you to take your precautions in order to avoid accidents. That's all for today.
I just want to remind you that it's important you continue using your face mask, and it's possible, be at home, be safe. It was all from Quick News of BBC.
All right, what do we think?
It was better.
It was. I agree.
They sound
You guys didn't do a bad
confident.
job, eh? You guys didn't do a bad job. But yeah, I think it sounded a little more, what's the word? Smooth, a little smoother, a little smoother. All right. What else do you think?
I was seeing the news TV. Well, I was seeing the news yesterday and seeing how they were performing, and I was kind of like getting those ideas. But then I got stuck in some of my words.
But you didn't have something planned out to say? Or you were saying it as you were reading it?
No, actually, I just came up with it.
Okay. All right. What else do you think? No other opinions?
They look confident, and I like it.
Right. Okay. Teresa is our black horse so far. All right. I'm not being racist. Not a black horse, a dark horse. What's a dark horse? You know it from the song, right? What's a dark horse? What does the song say? Poor Teresa. In the meantime, she's going, what does that mean? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know.
It's a very good thing. It's a very good thing.
Thank you.
A dark horse is something that you didn't expect at all. And you're totally blown away by it, right? Teresa, you do a good job. You do your work, but today you looked friendly, you looked confident, you looked like you were talking to us. And I'm not like 100% surprised because I know you can do it. But I was really impressed by what you did right now. I liked it. I liked your friendliness and I liked your smile and I liked your confidence that you had. Good job. Really good job. Right? And the group itself did very nice. Very nice. Nora, we've got to work on that. You're being distracted by some kind of noise there, some kind of sound. Don't worry about the sound. Don't worry about it. Don't look at it. The problem, I think sometimes there's somebody next to you half the time in the room with you. So I didn't know if you were distracted by the person that you're sometimes talking to or by the noise outside. Whichever way it is, it's distracting. Right? So if there's a noise outside, my dog barks, he barked. That's all there is to it. It's not going to help if we go or we let ourselves be messed up by it. Okay. Sophia, divorced from instead of, but good. Okay. Alex, your eyes were much better. You don't look so much to the side like before, but you still, as you're looking, you do this. So it's not quite as obvious as before, like turning the whole head, but it's still a little to the side thinking. So I think you're working on it. I think you're working on it. It's just a matter of being completely focused into the camera right here. Okay, but nice. Ooh, the next group has their job cut out for them. Mm-mm. Who's it going to be?
Me, teacher.
Bere.
I heard.
Yeah, Ariadna, Alejandra, and Ashley.
Is Bere and Ariadna, you're in the same team?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, okay, good, because I heard Bere first, so go ahead.
Hello and welcome to BBC News. I'm Ariadna Robbins with the latest headlines. The powerful Hurricane Delta rose a Category 4 on the Saffir-Simpson scale this Tuesday and threatened the coast of Mexico. In some supermarkets in the area, long lines were formed where tourists and residents stocked up with provisions in the face of the approach of the hurricane. Let's hear it from Barry, who is reporting this situation.
Hello, everybody. According to the National Hurricane Center, Hurricane Delta is expected to be back today around 5:30 a.m. into a major storm with top winds of 170 kilometers per hour as it makes its way towards the same area of Mexico's peninsula. Now, let's look at our weather today. This morning was cold and cloudy, but right now it's 25 degrees. It's sunny, nice, and warm. Later tonight it will rain and the temperature will go down at 10 degrees.
Okay, Barry, thank you. I hope you are well. And Ashley, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Ari. The Mexican striker Raul Jimenez renewed contract this Saturday with Wolverhampton for $25 million. Sevilla won 1-0 to Cervantes in the minute 92, and it was unexpected. Robert and Cristiano Ronaldo's department, the thief took a share of Juventus that was signed by him. Now let's go with Alejandro.
When a president demands blind loyalty from officials, alarms should be ringing. Mr. López Obrador was elected by 30 million of people in 2018. He promised to transform his country and get rid of production, reduce the murder rate, and put the poor and forgotten first. Nearly 2 years in power, the leader of the self-called fourth transformation has concentrated a great power in his own hands, and those promises seem to have been forgotten. Corruption and crime remain high, and a poor response to coronavirus has led to one of the highest death rates in the world. Mexico is indeed being transformed, but not the way López Obrador had promised. Unless the president changes the course quickly, Mexico will become a poorer, darker, a more repressive country. López Obrador is becoming indeed the Latin American new strongman. Go back to you, Ariadna.
Okay, thank you, Alejandro. And this morning, Hugo López-Gatell declared today that the worst of COVID-19 outbreak will be between November and February. Until April, we will have news of a probable vaccine. Therefore, he exhorted educational authorities not to return to the classroom until the middle of the next year. So, people, wear face masks, use hand sanitizer, and stay at home to be safe and sound. So, we will be back with the latest news tomorrow morning. Thanks for watching BBC News.
Ari, what's happening behind you?
There are my cats. Right, teacher.
I thought like your braid was flopping up behind you or doing something. I'm like, what is going on behind her there? That was hilarious. Thank you. All right. The next two groups are really going to have a difficult time doing this
Oh,
better. Yeah.
and
See, should have gone
we
first. You
we
should have
want
gone
to
first.
go now.
Yeah. It's still going to be tough. It's still going to be really tough, right? The music adds a nice touch. Berde, you did a very good job. The only thing, if possible, would be instead of having the map behind you and doing this, rather turning like this so that you can work with the map, but keep your head looking, your face looking at your audience there. Right? Adi, a very nice job. Everyone, repeat after me. Hurricane, hurricane,
Hurricane.
hurricane,
Hurricane.
hurricane,
Hurricane.
Hurricane.
hurricane, hurricane.
Hurricane.
Remember, there are very few words in English where you have an H that is silent. Our, air, honor, those are the words that have a silent H. Those are the words that come from French. That's why they have a silent H. Everything else has an H that's pronounced. So hurricane does not come from French. We're going to pronounce that H. Okay? But very nice, very professional job. Ashley, you were fast. All right? Slow it down. Take your time with it. It was a nice job. It was a nice job. But just slow it down so that we can, so that you enunciate all of your words, so that we can distinguish what you're saying. And Alejandro, I like this new Alejandro, the emphasis, the passion in there. Millions of people, no, did you say millions of people?
I said 30 million people.
30 million of people, right?
Mm.
And it's just 30 million people. 30 million cats, 30 million dogs, 30 million cars, no of in there. And instead of transformated, anyone?
Transformed.
Transformed instead of transformated. This is a very Spanish speaker thing to add more syllables into words like that. Okay, but transformed instead of transformated. But good, this was a very nice job. Very credible, very professional, very clean, very neat. All right. Can't wait to see what the next group does. Nathy, you said you wanted to be next?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Welcome everybody to the Mexican Chronicles on this October night of the 2020. Hope you have a good day, and today we have a day full of news. To begin with, Mexico confirms more than 100,000 of new cases of coronavirus and more than 800,000 of disease. The states with the highest number of cases of coronavirus are Mexico City, State of Mexico, and Puebla. But on the other hand, we have Campeche and Chiapas that are the only states with the lowest number of cases of coronavirus. We must continue taking measures and wearing the mask. And now, Danny, what news do we have for us?
Hi, everyone. Hi, Belen. Thank you. Let's go to social media today. A rumor started to circulate on social media that a so-called Annabelle doll that supposedly is a supernatural toy that inspired horror movies such as The Conjuring had escaped from the museums of Warren. However, it is all matter of confusion. Don't panic, it's just a rumor, and this is not true. You can sleep well at night today. But now, go with Nettie that have the weather forecast today.
Hey, nice to see you again. Here we are with the weather forecast. Today we have bad and good news as always. But the good news are for Puebla. We're having a warm weather this weekend so you can wash your clothes without facing cold. Unfortunately, in other states like Yucatan and Chiapas, we cannot say the same because they are facing a terrible hurricane and it's leaving a lot of people homeless. So we just hope this hurricane doesn't leave more damage than we expect. But now let's go back with Habit with the sport report.
Hey, hello everyone. It's me, Javi, the reporter of the Mexican team. Well, today I have amazing news because the next Monday, Mexican team is going to play versus Portugal's team. This match is prior to the World Cup from Qatar 2022. Technical director from the Portuguese team report that Cristiano Ronaldo, yeah, you hear well, Cristiano Ronaldo will lose the opportunity to play versus Mexican team. Also, Joao Felix will reply in the next Monday. Later, Mexican team will give us a conference when they are going to present the strategies they are going to use for the next match. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Belen. Thank you, Nati. I come back with you. Later, I'm going to report what happens in the conference of the Mexican team.
Thank you, Javi. This is all for today. Don't forget to watch us tomorrow at the same time, at the same channel. Have a good day and stay safe.
I agree. I agree. You're getting a lot of applause in the things here. I agree with them. Okay. What do you think? Good job. Good job. Good job. I'm seeing things here that I would love to see in your presentations. I'm seeing enthusiasm. I'm seeing smiles. I'm seeing you looking like you know what you're talking about. That's what we want. That's what we want. You're doing a really good job. I hope that you don't do this and then in your next presentation you go, be very different for that. All right. Nati, I enjoyed your enthusiasm. Be careful. Here's a funny thing you said. We have bad and good news. In English, it's always good news and bad news. The good news is said first, right? Good news and bad news. In English, it's black and white. You never say white and black. Never. It's black and white. That's the way it is. In Spanish, you say blanco y negro. You never say negro y blanco. The expression is blanco y negro, right? That's just the way it is. So good news and bad news, the good news is always first. You don't have to tell the good news first, but we say I have good news and bad news, not bad news and good news. Certain things that we have in each language, but really good job, good enthusiasm. Belen, good job, good job. Daniela, very nice job also. Instead of Museum of Warrens, we want to use the possessive, the Warrens Museum. And Javi, that was the best that I've seen you. That was the best that I've seen you. You have a nervous habit of touching your nose, of doing something to your nose like this. You have to watch your video.
Yeah, the problem was I need to put the song in the correct way. I was thinking that object could be my micro.
Honey, you're making excuses for touching your nose. None of those has to do with you touching your nose. Okay? It's just a nervous habit that you have. It's a nervous habit. You can see you're nervous when you do it, when you touch your nose like this. I know you had a lot of things to do. I know. But I'm just saying you have a nervous habit of touching your nose. Now, you said something and then you said, that's right. You heard correctly. Okay? Make sure when you use that technique, you pause. You said, what did you say? What did you say? And then you said, that's right. You heard correctly.
About Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, what about him? I have no idea of sports. What did he say about him? What did you say about him?
We love the opportunity to play versus Mexican team.
Again?
He will lose to get to play versus Mexican team.
Oh, okay, so you said he really loves to play against the Mexican team. And then you said, that's right, you heard me? You heard correctly?
Ah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I don't get it. I don't get
That's
it.
okay. All right. Whatever you said, whatever you said. Whenever you use that and you said, that's right, you heard me, make sure you pause. Make sure you pause because if you say, for example, I was going to use an example, but I'm going to put an image in your head that you do not want. Okay. I hate The Simpsons. That's right. You heard me correctly. I hate them. Okay. When we emphasize something like that, you want to be sure to pause there. We don't just say, I hate The Simpsons. That's right. You heard me. I hate them. Because that doesn't make any sense. When you use that, we have to say, I hate The Simpsons. That's
Oh, yeah.
right. You heard me. I hate them. You have to use your pauses in there in order for that to really emphasize what you're saying. Okay, but nice.
Yeah.
That was nice. Be careful. You said, "Hey, hello. What you doing today? Are we gonna get some pizza? What do you think?" Eh? We don't want to say, "Hey, hello." We just want to say, "Hello, everyone." Right? We don't
Yeah.
have that same kind of passion in English that you have. So yeah, but good, but a very nice job. A very nice job. We have one more team, right? Ooh. Can't wait to see what happens. Go.
Fernanda, wake up.
Okay. Good morning. Welcome in Easy News. The Yucatan. I'm sorry. Okay. Welcome to new. Welcome to new news. Good morning. Welcome to BBC News. The Yucatan Peninsula in southern Mexico received this Wednesday the hit of the dangerous Hurricane Delta, which, although it forced the evacuation of thousands, it touched land and left 2 injuries of fatalities, registered loss of human life due to the Hurricane Delta, and we have evacuated almost 40,000 people in Yucatan. The Delta is expected to reduce in power as it approaches the U.S. Gulf Coast. Now let's move on to Maria Jose with the sports.
Thanks, Guadalupe. Welcome to the sports section. We hope you're staying home, safe, and doing well. In recent news, players from the NBA have been based in Walt Disney World Resort, just outside Orlando, Florida, and they have strict health and safety measures. The NBA is experimenting with keeping players in a so-called bubble to try to keep them from coronavirus seeping into their ranks. Other major leagues like the NHL and MLB are also trying to base their strategies to keep their players safe from coronavirus using the same method of this bubble. Now we move to the weather section with Fernanda.
Morning. So in the north states like like Chihuahua, we will have a raining day during the evening and during the morning. And also we have cold temperatures at night. In other cases, like in the central part, we will have sunny day in the morning and evening, and some winds until the 6 p.m. So we hope you enjoy it. And also, if you want to get out, please remind to wear the mask. And in other cases, like as you well know, in the area of Campeche and Quintana Roo, a hurricane is currently undergoing. However, the risks have decreased so significantly. So we recommend you follow instruction from your government and the state self. Will back to you, Guadalupe.
Okay, this is all for today. Thanks for watching and have a good day. And don't forget to use masks and stay safe.
What do you think?
It was good.
It was good. It was good. Okay, it was good. One of the things that we do know when we make a mistake, what do we do?
Just keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going. Keep going. I was going to ask Ashley this. But I don't, yeah, there she is. I was going to specifically ask Ashley this because Ashley had the same situation, right? You make a mistake, we don't start over, we keep going. We keep going. That's all there is to it. Because the more you start over, the more we think they don't really know what they're talking about, do they? So we do have to be very careful with that. Fernanda, you look like a weather forecaster there. The only thing is, now you spoke quickly, not so quickly that we couldn't understand. The only thing was it sounded hurried because you can speak very quickly, but you don't sound hurried. You speak quickly because you speak quickly. That's all there is to it. But there are some people when they speak quickly, they sound like someone's running after them and they're speaking really fast and we have to go. And now it wasn't that exaggerated. It wasn't that exaggerated, but you sounded hurried. So you can speak quickly. If you can speak clear quickly and you were speaking clear, but you sounded hurried. You sounded like you had a time limit and you had to get under that time limit. So we do have to be careful with that.
Actually, I get nervous, and that's a problem that I have. I realized about that because when I start to get nervous, I start to talk quickly, and I'm not good at quickly speaking.
Speaking quickly, yeah, yeah. I have the opposite problem. When I get nervous, I think I speak slower. When I get excited is when I start speaking faster. Okay. So yeah, it's, I mean, speaking as fast as you did is not bad because it was clear, but it sounded like you were rushed. It sounded like you were being hurried. How do you say morning? How do you say morning?
Morning.
How do you say the next one?
The next one?
Yeah, what's after morning? What comes after morning?
At the beginning?
No, what comes after morning? First, morning. What comes next?
Evening.
Evening.
No, that's later. First comes
Afternoon.
afternoon. Then comes Fernanda?
Evening.
Evening.
Evening. Okay. I think you said something like evening. You gave it a short E, evening. You'll have to listen to your video later on to see if that's what you said. Evening, exactly. And Majo, a very good job. Majo, you look like a sportscaster. I mean, you look like a newscaster there. You look very professional there. And you did a good, clean job. There was one abbreviation. You said the NHL and the MBL.
MBL.
What's the MBL?
It's
N.
I was trying.
NBL. And I heard MBL.
No, it's No, wait. It's not even that. It's MLB.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's the league in the middle there. Exactly. That's what I
It's
thought. Good.
Major League of Baseball, I
Baseball.
think. But
yeah.
yeah, I got confused and I was like, like just when I was talking, I thought I will get confused if I try to say the whole name. So I try to just keep the abbreviations, and I
Okay.
still think I said them wrong.
That one, it just sounded weird to me. I'm going, what kind of organization is that? But you know what? I was really happy to see a woman giving the sports. Good job. It's terrible. Somebody was saying about for their next presentation to talk about like specifically men's job and women's job. And in a lot of jobs that men normally have, women don't have the same credibility. People don't trust women to do the same jobs. So I think you did a fine job there for it, especially for sports. All right. That was good. That was good. This is what we have to remember. You practiced and you worked and you made us believe that you knew what you were talking about. Everyone, you made us believe that you knew what you were talking about, that you were being paid to do this, and that we could trust you. This is exactly what we want when we speak. When you give your speeches, take your time. Don't feel like you have to rush things. When you talk to someone, you pause, you take your time, you explain something to them. You don't go, oh, today I went to school and I did this and I did something else and what I did and I did you don't do that when you talk to someone, right? Talk to them, pause, sound out your words, and make them believe what you're saying. When you present here, I want you to, now I know you're always going to be nervous. I know you're looking at your classmates. I know that you're doing this. The good thing is, since each of you will be using visual aids, if you're using PowerPoint, basically when I share PowerPoint, the PowerPoint takes up my whole screen. I don't see you anymore. Now it's weird talking to a computer screen and not talking to actual people. But that might help some of you with your nervousness because now you don't see the audience, but rather you see the presentation. But more than anything, when you present, I want you to remember that you are presenting to friends. You are presenting to people who want you to succeed, and you are presenting to people who are in the exact same situation as you. It's very easy to judge people when we don't have to do it. But when all of your classmates have to give a presentation also, they look at you with admiration, not so much with judgment. And talk to us. Don't get nervous. Don't go especially fast. Don't try and memorize things. Talk to us and make us believe what you're saying. Make us want to listen to you. That's all we have to do. That's all. Yeah, just that. That's all. Don't worry about it. Right? Questions about what you just did, or any comments that you would like to make? All right. Then let's spend a few minutes talking about, when we started class this morning, Ismael asked about the visual aids that you're going to be using, because each of you is going to use visual aids. Now, what's the first thing we have to remember about visual aids? I know you haven't seen this chapter yet, but think logically, or maybe some of you have read the chapter, great. If not, think logically. What do we have to do? When you present in class, does anybody have a presentation they gave in class ready to share right now? No? Nobody has one?
I have one.
Yeah? Can you share it with us?
Yeah. Teacher, I can't because it says the host, only the host can share in this meeting.
Okay, I thought I had an A. Okay. Advanced sharing options. Who can share? All participants. Who can start sharing when someone else is sharing? Okay. Let's try that. Can you do it?
Yeah.
Okay. The worst thing is yesterday my presentation was at Google Meet. So I'm like, what do I, and my daughter, fortunately, she takes classes in Google Meet. So she's like, do it here and do it here and do that over here and do it here. And we had tested it before and the sound was perfect. The video was fine, but had a problem with it yesterday.
Teacher, but in the cell phone we can share screen, right?
Again, what?
In the cell phone we can share screen, right?
You can or you can't?
You can. We can't.
You can. I don't know.
Well, this is my question.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Better did it right now.
I was going to say, I think Betty's on a cell phone, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of practicing it and seeing
Yeah,
what you can do with it. Yeah, yeah.
El de Atlisco.
Because I want you to do your own presentation, because it's very difficult. First of all, if someone else is moving your presentation, you have to go, next one, next one, next one. And it's very distracting in the speech itself. And you're the one who knows your presentation to be able to work with it. Okay. All right, great. So your presentation, hold it right there. Your presentation had a table of contents. Did you do that or did your teacher ask you for that? You call it an index here. It's actually a table of contents. The index comes in the back. Cultural things. Yeah, the index is in the back of the book that has the names, the words, and the page number they appear on. This is the table of contents. Bere, did you have the idea to make this table of contents or did your teacher ask you for that? Did I lose Bere?
When we are screen sharing, I think we can't talk.
I'm sorry, teacher. Yeah, if I share my screen, oh, I think I forgot to turn on my microphone.
Okay.
And now I stop sharing.
Because I didn't see you were muted. I think your microphone was on.
I just turn it on.
Okay, try it again then. Try it again.
Okay.
Can you hear us, Bere?
Yes, teacher.
Oh, good, good. Okay, I hear you too. So you have to turn your microphone on before. Can everyone else hear us?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, good.
Yes.
Good, good.
Yes.
Bere, why do you have a table of contents? Was that your idea or your teacher's idea?
It was my teacher's idea.
Okay. Who's your teacher?
Laura Lima.
Oh, okay, okay. I have never, ever, ever, ever in my life seen a table of contents for a presentation. First time for everything. I think it's interesting that you would do that.
She asked us to put that table of content and other requirements.
Now, you can tell that Laura is a researcher because in her class, you cannot just start a presentation with, this is Atlisco, right? You have to have your table of contents. You have to have your rationale. You have to have your objective. Yeah, you can tell that she's a researcher at heart. Okay, so scroll down now to All right, this was your title page that says cultural manifestations.
Yeah, we have to say our own definition about this.
Okay. Oh, so you were defining culture
Yeah,
at this point. That's what you said there.
yeah.
Okay. And this is one of those things. Now, this particularly, I know that you had specific requirements to make this. Your teacher said, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And so you prepared your presentation in that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that. If this were just a presentation, I would say don't put that there. Take it out. Okay? Because we don't need a screen in front of us or behind us to say cultural manifestations in order to give a definition of cultural manifestations. Okay? Now, about Atlisco. What do we need from this slide?
I just wrote some keywords so I can remember what I'm talking about.
Okay, but remember, our presentation is not for us to remember.
Okay.
Our presentation is for our audience. And Bere, thank you very much. I'm not trying to criticize your work. We're just using your work for everyone to see what we're expected. What do we use for us to remember? Note cards. This is what we use to remember. Because the presentation, normally in a classroom or in a conference center, the presentation is behind us. We don't see it. Are we going to turn around and look at it in order to say what we have to say? Obviously not. This is how we remember. So remember, your slides are for your audience, not for you. What do we need here in this slide? What do we need on this slide?
Pictures.
Do we need, pardon?
Pictures.
Pictures of what specifically?
Pictures that can remind us what are we talking about.
All right. So what are we talking about here?
Lisco.
Yeah, Atlisco, okay, but she has here, I guess, what the meaning of Atlisco is. And then she talks about location, so she has a map. So this slide would just be a map. So she could talk about location. You wouldn't need any words, anything else, because you're giving them that information. But a map would show them where it was located. On another slide, I see she has food. What food were you talking about, Bere?
Cecina.
Cecina, which is typically, right, from Atlisco. That's the one thing I miss terribly in quarantine, is going to the market in Atlisco and eating some tacos de cecina. Those of you from Atlisco, you know what I'm talking about, right? The next slide should have been maybe a picture of cecina. Nice cooked cecina. To let your audience know. Now, a lot of your audience knows what cecina is, but you may be talking to someone, you may have someone in your audience that doesn't know. The next slide would be a picture of cecina, as you talked about this food that is typical to Atlisco and where you get it and where it's from. Okay. And the last point there says in 2015, it became a part of the Pueblos Mágicos. What is there anything in Atlisco that shows that it's part of a Pueblo Mágico?
Yeah, it's the Cerro de San Miguel.
Okay, that would have made a great picture right there. On another slide, you would have a picture of that hill in order to, it's the most iconic, right, of Atlisco. So you would have a picture of that and explain how it became part of a pueblo mágico or why it became part of it. So instead of having one slide with a map and points, she would have 3 slides here, one with a map, one with a picture of Cecina, and one with the hill that is iconic to Atlisco. We never want to put more than one picture on a slide unless there's a very specific reason for doing it. For example, if we're comparing and contrasting 2 things, you would put them on the same slide so they can see them at the same time. If you were comparing and contrasting the Titanic and the Olympic, you would want to put them side by side so that your audience can look back and forth and see the differences. So there are some very specific instances where we would put more than one picture on the slide. But other than that, one picture per slide. And we want our slides to focus on images. We're not using slides to remind ourselves what we want to talk about. We're using slides to illustrate points to the audience, to make sure they remember what we're talking about. Okay. Now, in the next slide, you have annual events. What if she had 3 slides with the pictures? Maybe the name of the festival and a picture, the name of a fair and a picture, right? The name of a fair and a picture. If I were you, I would start with the Cecina because you already talked about that in the one before that. So you can make that relationship. And you do have some pictures here, right? The first one is Festival de la Flor. The next one is Feria de la Nochebuena. All right. And then, of course, we would have the Cecina. So you see that Bere has some really good ideas here. These have pictures because that's what we're doing, illustrating. But we do want to remember that we don't want to put text in there. And especially text, we can put text, but not text for us, text for your audience. And very right on, a definition, right? A quotation, bullet points, something that you want your audience to remember or to know. For example, yesterday when I was giving a conference, I was speaking to a group of high school students. And I said to the person, do you want the conference in English or in Spanish? He said, whatever you want. And I said, I want English. Okay. And he said, our students have between around the B2 or C1 level. And I thought, dear Lord, their students have a better level than students in a language degree. Anyway, that's another story. They have between a B2 and a C1. I'm saying, okay, they're going to understand me with no problem. If my students can understand me, they can understand me. But still, I put definitions on the slides. I put bullet points on the slides because there may be a chance that they don't understand what I'm trying to say to them. So there's a different way of using a presentation also. So Bere, thank you very much for sharing this with us. We'll leave that for now. Does anybody else have a presentation that you used recently? This was a very specific presentation, a very specific exercise in your class for it. Let me show you one quickly that I used years ago when I went to San Angel, Colegio San Angel, Instituto San Angel, one of those rich kids' schools. One of our former students teaches there and asked me to talk about Thanksgiving. Now, I don't remember exactly what I talked about in this, but just very quickly, as soon as I can get it up here and going, I just want to go through the slides to show you what I had in the presentation and how much information we have. Notice here, the beauty of this is having a blank slide. Do any of your presentations have a blank slide in them? Have you ever used a blank slide? A slide with no information, no pictures on it?
No.
It's one of the best things you can use.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody said yes. Good. It's one of the best things you can use because you do not want your visual aids up if you're not talking about them. So I have my introduction, I introduce myself, tell them where I'm from, and then I change this in order to talk about something that I'm not using a picture for. But they're not looking at the first picture. They're not distracted by the first picture while I'm talking about something else. And then I bring, okay, this kind of information in. Another blank screen while I'm able to talk about something, and I bring in the things that I'm talking about as I do it. All right, and our pilgrims, exactly. Okay. Next slide. Next one. Notice the colors. Fall and Thanksgiving colors, Halloween colors, those are the greatest colors in the world. Ask me my favorite color. I'm going to tell you these. Hungry yet? Okay. Now, these are on the same slide because these are the side dishes. The side dishes, not the main dish like the stuffing or the turkey or the plate. Okay, these are the side dishes. And then, of course, I tell them about my family's dessert table. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, my grandmother and her two sisters got all of the families together. And my great aunt, my grandmother's sister, had a special table for these events. And it was a long table that she had in her house. So the first ones there were the first ones up. And you ate and you ate. And then when you were finished, you grab your plate, you grab your glass, you take them to the kitchen, and somebody else comes and gets in your place so they can eat. And then you go to the dessert table. And you have your peach pie, and your pumpkin pie, and your cherry pie, and your apple pie, and your pecan pie, and your chocolate-covered pretzel pie, and your coconut pie, and your pudding pie, and your mince, and your ice cream, and oh gosh. You hungry yet? But the best part, the most typical part that a lot of families don't have is this candy right here. This is seafoam candy. And my great aunt Jim, my great aunt Sylvia, was a master at making it. Okay, it's a meringue kind of candy, so you know kind of the flavor, but it's something that's not very typical in all families, but was an important part of ours. Thanksgiving Day parade, the most typical kind of, and of course, football, because you got your dessert and you went into the living room to watch football. And of course, the best part of the day was the person who would find the wishbone. You and somebody else would each grab an end of the wishbone. You would make a wish and you would pull as hard as you could. And the person that got the biggest part of the wishbone, when it broke, their wish would come true. Okay. And of course, the next day, our Black Friday, and an explanation about what Black Friday was. So you notice that there's not text. I don't say NFL. I don't say, what's the Thanksgiving? Christmas is the Rose Bowl. What's the Thanksgiving game? Any football fans? No football fans? Okay. Whatever the Thanksgiving game is, that one. I don't have this information on here because I'm just illustrating that I'm talking about football. Okay. I don't have any words. I don't say wishbone. I don't say pulling it and getting the biggest parts. I don't say best part of the day because that's what I'm talking about. I'm just showing you this so you understand what the wishbone is. Okay. And this is what we have to remember. Does anybody know why it's Black Friday? Why it's called Black Friday?
No.
I love it. People say
Yes.
it's because of all the deaths that happen and people are stampled over. It's true, it happens. People die, people are stampled over. But they're the idiots who are going and waiting 5 hours in line. But Black Friday is an accounting term. When you have positive numbers in your accounting, you're in the black. And when you have negative numbers in accounting, you're in the red. And so this is one day a year where all of the stores are finally in the black, meaning that they're making bigger profits than they are at other times of the year. So the Black Friday comes from accounting, having positive numbers, not from the deaths that happen because of shopping. Okay. We want to get this idea out of our heads that we need lots of text on our slides, that we want to distract by our slides so people are not looking at us. We want to get all of those ideas out of our heads and remember that we're only using our slides to show our audience something that we're going to explain to them or describe to them or define for them. That's all we want to do, is to show them, to illustrate something, to make something more clear for them. Other than that, we're not going to put anything up. And you're going to learn the value of blank slides. If you're not talking about that image anymore, you don't want your audience to see it. Put on a blank slide. And then the next thing you want to show them, that's the next one. But use blank slides so you're not talking about one thing and they're looking at something different on the presentation behind you. Okay. If your presentation only has one slide, that's okay. If your presentation has 10 slides and you need them, that's okay. Remember, our visual aids are what we really need to show. In other words, our audience will not get the same idea if we don't show them this. That's what we're using visual aids for. We're not just using them to distract our audience, and we're not using them to remind ourselves what we have to say. Any questions right now? Bere, thank you again. It wasn't just a critique or a criticism of your PowerPoint, because that was a very specific PowerPoint and you had indications from your teacher how she wanted it. But we have the idea that all kinds of text and all kinds of words, and we can have PowerPoints with pure text, and we can turn around and read them and say exactly what's on there and talk as if we're robots. And sometimes we even mess up when we read and our audience is not paying any attention because they don't want to be read to like elementary school children. All right. So we do want to start using visual aids. When you start talking persuasion, you're going to use visual aids a lot more for very specific purposes. Seeing things, visuals, help persuade people a lot. And so you're going to be using them to impact your audience, to make them think differently about something. And they're going to be a very important part of what you do. Questions right now?
Can we still change the topic?
You can still change the topic. You notice that I set up a post on Facebook for your questionnaires. So I do suggest that you get your topic nailed down as soon as possible. Okay, I mean, speaking like today. I think we'll move the presentations to Wednesday, start on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. It'll give you a couple more days there to work on it. So if you're going to change your topic, I suggest it happen today so that you have enough time to research and practice that. All right?
Teacher,
Yeah.
I'm planning to change mine, but I don't know if my audience knows about this topic already.
Ask them.
Yeah, it's about the structure of hurricanes.
Anybody know about the structure of hurricanes?
No.
No.
All
Okay.
right. It's a
Then
very,
it
it's a
would be
very
a good one
pertinent
since
topic.
we
Yeah,
are now.
exactly. It's a very relevant topic. Mhm. All
And
right, and
I
your
think
audience
it could
doesn't know,
be,
so
yeah,
sorry.
I think it could be on a spatial order. That way, it's not like the same one's topical order, and
Right,
I
right,
vary that a little bit.
right. Exactly. When you're talking about the structure of something, you want spatial. Very good. Very good.
Teacher, and I
And
also
I,
have a question.
Yeah.
Sorry. Classmate Maria Jose, you wanted to say something?
no, I just said
No?
then I will start working on that
Okay.
topic.
All right.
Yeah,
Sounds
don't
good.
worry.
Make sure you have a questionnaire to. I'm trying to think of what you would ask them, because basically, if they say, I don't know anything about it, you can't ask them about it, but you can ask them things like whereabouts they live, if they've ever had a hurricane strike them directly in their house, if they've ever had friends or family affected by hurricanes, if, what was the other one?
An experience about hurricanes.
Well, that would be it. Yeah, the idea that if they had friends or family affected by a hurricane, or if they've been affected by a hurricane, if they have heard of Hurricane Delta, if they know what kind of damage it's done. So you're not going to really like test them on what they know about it. You're going to ask them, what do you know about the structure of hurricanes? And if they say no, okay. But you want to ask them a lot about like what kind of experiences they've had with hurricanes, if they know how they feel when they hear there's a hurricane coming, how they feel about it, because we can't ask them a lot of about what they know if they don't know anything. Okay,
Okay, thanks.
good, sure. Daniela, question.
Yes, I have a question because I have two. Sorry, I have two like main topics to talk about, because the first one was about more about the benefits of drinking beer in a moderately way, and also about the most popular types of beer in the world. And I don't know my audience, and if I need to post a questionnaire about only one question to know who are interested in the topic, and or only here to ask who are interested in to choose who topic to talk about.
So you're still in between the two topics?
Yes, and this is only because of my audience. Well, I don't know which topic is more interested for them.
But the first one is a benefits topic, isn't it? Like the benefits of?
Yeah.
And we don't want
Benefits of-
benefits one in this one. We don't want
Okay,
benefits.
so-
We had benefits for the first one. We still had benefits for the second one. No, no more benefits.
For the third one, no. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Now, can the second topic be chronological, spatial, cause effect, problem solution?
no, well,
That's what we want you to think about, because yeah,
Yeah.
it can be topic, but I'm definitely going to give preference in grades to people who have chose other organization methods, because
Okay.
everyone has done topic. Everyone I know, you can do topical, I know, but I want other types of organization. This one can be topical, it can be, but I prefer it be one of the other organization methods. So that's my question. Can your other topic be one of the other methods?
No. Well,
If you're
it's-
talking around the world, it may be, because
Yeah. Well, I tried to, because yesterday I was looking for more information about the most important type of beers, but it's always topical, and I don't know what to do.
I think you need to move away from alcohol.
Well, I have no problems with this disordered drinking. No, well, it's only because
That's what they all say. I don't have a problem.
Thank you.
No, if I were you, I mean, it's a topic. Yeah, I mean, your classmate, I think they know a little bit about beer and or maybe they just like drinking it. Maybe some of them have no idea. I don't know. I don't know what your audience is. What you need to do, if that's the topic that you're interested in, is to toss a questionnaire up on Facebook and see if they can answer it for you, so you get more information about what you want to do. And then if the questionnaire doesn't give you information that you want for it, change your topic. Change your topic.
Okay.
Okay, but it'll
Thank
have to be done
you.
quickly so that you have more time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to be working on the computer right now until about 1 o'clock. So I'll check back every now and again to see if anything is up, so that if you need feedback on your topic or anything, I'll try and get that to you so you can toss your questionnaire up and start getting answers from your classmates. Okay?
Yes, Professor. Thanks.
Don't post things at midnight and expect me to answer them quickly. It doesn't happen. But right now I'll be working here until about 1. So I'll be checking back on Facebook. All right? All right.
Yeah.
Have a great one, everyone.
Teacher,
Yeah.
are you gonna post this recording on YouTube?
Yeah, I'll put this one up as soon as it's converted here so that you can watch yourselves.
Okay, because I want to see how my screen looks like, because I'm not planning to use my computer because it doesn't work for my presentation, and
That's a good reason.
Yeah, I need to use
Your phone.
my PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah. Okay.
My
The only thing is,
topic.
Bere, because we saw all of your presentation like that, is it possible just to show one slide at a time on your phone?
Yeah.
Do you want to try it?
Okay.
Try it so that you get an idea of what it looks like, because we saw your whole presentation. But try it right now, share your screen and share one slide at a time to see what it looks like.
Okay.
Who's that? Who's that on your screen? Is that one of the I'm going to say this.
Chinese actor.
Chinese? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was Korean.
No.
Sorry about that. I thought you were like into K-pop or something.
No.
And it was one of your idols. Who is he? What's his name?
Its name is Dylan Wang.
His. It's a boy. His
name is Dylan Wang.
Okay.
I don't think I can. I have to download PowerPoint app.
Okay. Well, why don't you download the app this weekend? And then on Monday, we'll give it a quick try again to see what it looks like.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else who wants to give a quick try to their material? We can do
Teacher,
that.
I want to ask something.
Uh-huh.
How many visual aids can we use?
What did I say?
The we want
What do you need?
the one we need.
As many as you need. Yeah.
Mhm.
Minimum 1. Minimum 1.
Okay. Thank you.
And it doesn't. Your visual aids do not have to be PowerPoint. You can use objects. You can use people. You can use animals. It does not have to be PowerPoint. Okay? Just giving you something to think about there. Minimum 1 visual aid, but as many as you need. Not as many as you want, because you like lots of visual aids, but as many as your speech needs. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions? So something to take away from, and all righty. Great. As soon as the video converts, I'll put it up on YouTube and let you know. And then I'll be checking in on you on Facebook this morning, okay? All right. Have a
Okay,
great
Professor.
weekend. See
You
ya.
too.
Thank you,
Thank you.
teacher.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Weekend.
Sure,
Thank
bye.
you.
Bye.